Welcome back to the War Room. Today we're going to be ranking the top models in Age of Sigmar. We're super excited to be doing this. We've been talking about this for a long time. We've been trying to get some different content onto our channel, and this is one thing that we think we can actually do, is talk about the models and the models that we like and the models we dislike. So essentially what we did is we took one centerpiece model from each army for the most part, and the criteria is how cool the model itself is and like what you're given with the modeling of it, and then how well you can like paint this thing up and all that good stuff. So joining me right now is my buddy Cory, and we're just gonna hop right into this with the first one. It's the Killer Boss on Corpse Ripper Vulture. So what do you think on this one?
Yeah, so and to preface all this is like pretty strictly biased, right? We're talking about what we think it looks the best. So obviously, we're gonna have our own pretty strong biases here. So that being said,
100% our own opinions.
yeah, 100%, right? This is all what we think. Starting off, Cruel Boys is never an army that I'd get, right? But that being said, I actually really like this model, and this is one of my favorites, especially in like I think it's my favorite destruction model. And so that being said, I love the stance. The stance is awesome. Who doesn't like Giant Bird? You know, we all do, or should.
Yeah, yeah.
And another thing that I kind of geek out a lot over is like the silhouette and like the structure or like the composition of the model itself. And I think this one is like one of the grade A examples of like silhouette and like structure. So that being said, I would probably put it in like B personally, like high B. Like it's close to low A for me, but I think B personally.
Yeah,
What do you
I
think?
I think I think B is probably right about where I'd throw it as well. Something that I like about these is that I like models that it's not just like the model itself. So like he's perched up on this little tree stump. It gives you more stuff to paint, and you can add that extra texture and that extra like life to the model. Um, Something that's kind of ruined this guy for me is that I've seen a lot of really cool kit bashes. So him just on his own um, is a little bit of a letdown for me, because I've seen like our one of our buddies has one, and it's like a 12-inch tall tree that he's perched on, and it looks like he's about to just jump off and scoop someone off the battlefield. So we're going to be focusing. Another thing in this video is just like the Games Workshop model. We're not looking at kit bashes or anything like that. We're just looking at the model how it is. So with this
Out of
model how it is, I
box.
think B tier is, yeah, right off the box, off the sprue.
Hmm.
B tier I think is perfect for this guy.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good starting point for the tier list as a whole too, right? Because we're starting kind of
Yeah,
middle
set
ground.
set the expectations right
Yeah,
there.
and we can after the fact we can come back, and if we think it's better than some, we can come back and readjust. But
And we would love, if you think we're 100% wrong on some of these models, go comment. We would love to hear why we're wrong
yeah,
too. We're just a couple of guys who play this game for fun.
yeah,
So we can take the heat.
yeah, we can take it. And we probably are wrong. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance we're a couple of bozos, a couple of
Yeah,
idiots here.
and a great example of that is our next model. Um, I'm not a chaos guy. I know you aren't either.
Yeah, no.
And I think my least favorite of the chaos is Nurgle. I I don't love body horror. I don't love um, like nasty stuff, which is it's kind of hypocritical as we'll get to it a little bit later. But um, I don't love it. But I think that being said, the Great Unclean one does exactly what it's supposed to do, and I give it props for doing that. In fact,
Yeah, I
it's
think,
very good at what it's supposed to do.
yeah, it really, I mean, the name in and of itself, the Great Unclean One, truly is great and unclean. Like he's just this giant fat blob of just flesh. Like I've got him pulled up here. And I think one of the reasons why like this guy is so fun to paint is because there's just so much texture on the model itself. Like you, I'm not a big chaos guy, especially Nurgle. I think it's just really gross. But like you have all the little Nurglings that are on his body, and then like he's got the big cut on his stomach, and his guts are coming out. Like there's so much so much you can do to make this model just stand out, and different contrasts, your lights into your darks really make things pop the way you want them to.
And
And like I said, he's just this giant fat blob with all these wrinkles. It's just so gross.
how painting, especially like I know slap chop is like all the craze right now. Contrast paints, this guy, that's like this guy's contrast paint dream.
It's the dream, yeah.
Yeah, because what takes good contrast paint is texture and large surfaces. So
Yeah, and like yeah, you just have all the little like
yeah,
the little sores on like all
like
of
the
the wrinkles and
intestines.
things.
Yeah, this I think it's easy to paint, and I think it's easy to make good, look good. So
Mhm. Yeah,
I think
I'd
that's
probably throw him in A tier, even though I'm not a huge fan of the model and
ooh
the
A
army
tier.
itself. I think he goes in A tier for me.
Okay, okay.
If you
I would
if
say
you if you disagree, I think just because
yeah. I
I
mean, you're
don't
not
want to
wrong.
take my own bias against this model because I
That's
think
fair.
it's a cool model,
That's fair. Yeah, I could say
but I
I
do
could
think it's
say
really gross, and I'm
I
not
could
a
say
fan.
I would say personally, I think it would be like yeah, like high B's, like kind of the same thing as the other one. But I think you're right. I think what he's supposed to do, he does it perfectly,
Mhm.
and it's solid paint.
And and he's just humongous. He's just a giant
Yeah,
model.
he's a
We love
big
it.
boy. Yeah, and we love big boys here.
We're all about big boys, as we say. All right,
Yeah.
who we got next?
All right, Marathi. Pictured here is both Marathis, but we can focus on just Big Marathi because I think
The
that's
big
more
the
the
big one,
centerpiece Marathi.
the big lady.
Do you want to start this one off?
Yeah, you can take this one first.
So Marathi, I love. Um, it's gonna sound like I'm a constant hater. I'm not a big Daughters of Cain guy, but I think snakes are the best version of Daughters of Cain, and I think this is the best version of the snake. So that being said, it's like the best of the best of the best of Daughters of Cain, and as it should be, as the centerpiece kind of should be. I think this would be a, and also I love
Yeah,
wings and like the huge wings, silhouette. What can I say?
mhm,
It's a good silhouette.
yeah. When I think the wings, like I think there's not a whole lot of detail on the model itself, but I think there's a lot of blank spaces for you to work and do a lot of cool stuff with, like especially on the wings. You got a little bit of texture in there, but I mean, you can make wings look phenomenal on any model. And this thing is just like the posturing of this one too, where it's like leaned off to one side and it's like rising up too.
Hmm.
Is I think it's very very strong.
Yeah, exactly. If you have an airbrush, this would
Mhm.
just be you get cooked through this guy and make look really good, really fast. If you have that, right? I know not everyone has an airbrush, but so I would say A. What do you think?
Yeah, I think A tier. And once again, like these are all going to be the best models we think from each
Yeah,
army and
yeah. I
like
was gonna
these
say.
like centerpiece models. So we're not going to have a whole lot of F tier or D tier necessarily because these are all cool models. It's just what we think where we think they stack up.
Yep. And
So
even prior to recording this, I added the F tier. I don't think we'll use it because this is yeah the cream of the crop of every armies. But I
yeah.
just want to put it for reference. I think this will be a top heavy tier list, but
Mhm.
for reference, right?
There's
For
definitely there's
reference.
definitely ones that stand out more. And I think at the end we'll talk about our favorite overall of this list.
Yeah, and maybe we'll have to kind of
And we might
level
have
it
different
out.
opinions there, but there's a couple ones that I think are just stand out above the rest in
Agreed.
their own tier.
Yep. All right.
So next up, it looks like we've got Archeon. Is that
Our
is that
big
who we've got?
our big boy, arguably the biggest model I think in Age of Sigmar.
The, yeah, he's the tallest. He's got the biggest silhouette, as Cory would say.
Yeah, big silhouette, huge,
Wings.
huge model. He's ginormous. He's got
He's
to be the
he's huge.
biggest.
Like you see him if you've never played against Archeon, like he's big, but then you see him on the actual board, and you're like, goodness gracious, this guy's
He's giant.
huge.
Yeah, yeah,
But he does, I think. I mean, first off, we've got wings, where you got a lot of things you can do with. You got a lot of textures in there, but then you just have so much detail on the actual, like on the Archeon himself, on the rider, and then I mean, you've got the three heads of the dragon thing that it's coming off of, and like each of them represent a different chaos god too. So you can paint them however you would like to. Um, Within that scheme. And so you get a little bit of variance on that. And so you can contrast each of those to each other very, very well, I think.
yeah. I I haven't painted Archeon, but I would imagine he's pretty hard.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Just Archeon himself, he's got to be kind of tricky, right? I don't know.
Hmm.
You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Please do tell me if I'm wrong, but he's got to be kind of hard.
And it
So
looks like there's just a lot of tight spaces to get in with him
yeah,
because he's got his shield, and then like you've got the wings up on either side of him. Like getting into cracks, I think is not going to be
it would have to be
so easy into him.
yeah, it'd have to be a sub assembly probably to paint him good, right? Obviously, you never need to do a sub assembly, but so okay, what do you
Yeah.
think? Where do we put this bad boy?
Oh, if that. See, I feel like this one might be controversial, but I think I've got him in like the B tier.
Ooh,
It's between
okay,
B and A for me, just because it's so much to do paint wise.
okay. So your biggest
Because like
novice,
this, just it's just going to take a long time to paint
yeah,
this guy,
yeah,
and I don't think, I don't know. I think it's not necessarily like, I mean I'm just looking at it here, like we can get a picture of him. Like a lot of it can be painted the same color outside of like the heads of the beast.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're just gonna like throw a black on there, have some gold trim. If you want to have a little bit of like fire, and you dry brush some red onto there for
Uh-huh.
to kind of like bring some color in. But I don't know. What do you think on this one?
I think for big alone, I think that puts him in A. Because
Yeah, for the pure size of
like
him, he's
cave,
he's probably the centerpiece model of centerpiece models.
yeah, caveman brain, big good, right? I think
Yeah,
like
900 points,
I would
good.
almost consider putting him in S. Um,
I can put him in. I can put him in A.
but yeah, we could kind of meet in the middle. We might have a big A, and we
Yeah,
we might need to level this out later because if it's just like
everybody's in A tier.
yeah, yeah, or we get harsher pretty soon here. Maybe we get harsher.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Actually, we could keep this organized here. I would say he's probably oh,
the top in A.
I personally think he's better than Great Unclean One, but
I
like
think I think so too.
maybe that.
Yeah, Great Unclean One might be last of those three. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could do that
All right.
and keep that for now.
Next up, it looks like we got the Eidolon next.
We got the Eidolon, yeah, and I know this is where your bias comes in. This is one that
Yeah,
you
I
actually
think I think
played.
the Eidolon. Yeah, I think the Eidolon is a cool model. I think I like it's just very like unique to all of these guys because all of these models that we're gonna look at are like something just humongous, and then the model himself is not actually that big, but it's just that big cape, the water cape that he's got that stands out so much. And there's so much to like get in there and go do. And then like his base has all it comes with all the little like fish and things. Um, my only knock on the Eidolon is that things just break off this guy so
Fair.
so easily.
I
But I mean, I think you can make it look really cool. You don't have a whole lot to work with on like the little guy himself, but the cape itself is
yeah,
makes this stand out a lot.
which I think is like yeah, the Eidolon himself is very small, right? But yeah,
Hmm.
I mean we always talk about the tactical rock. He's got the tactical wave, where he's
Hmm.
just wave is 85% of his base or his model.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean that being said, I love it. I'm shocked if people don't like this model. It's
Hmm.
cool. A guy riding the
Yeah.
wave
And now that
cape.
it's good in the game too, it's an
Even
extra
better.
bonus.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, excuse me. Where would you put him?
Oof. I think because the model itself, like the little guy itself, isn't that huge. It's mostly just painting like the cape. I
Water.
would probably put him in B tier. Yeah, it's just painting water. It's just doing a gradient on the cape and then painting the little waves as they're breaking, which I don't think is too crazy to do. You can make it look really good, but I don't think it's that hard to make it look good.
Yeah.
Because like mine, I look at mine. I am not a painter by any stretch of the word, but mine looks decent, and
Yeah.
I didn't spend that much
It
time
looks
on
like
it.
water, right?
Yeah, you
That's
can tell
fair.
it's water. You can tell there's a little guy. He's got some armor on, but like it's nothing crazy. I don't
Yeah.
think. but it's a very cool model for sure.
Yeah. No, I think B. I think B is a good place for it. I where
Yeah,
would you put it below the vulture or above?
I think I'd probably put it below the
I
vulture. The
think I would agree.
vulture's it's the vulture's cool, and it's like one of the only cool models destruction has, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too.
Because everything is just like orcs or
Yeah,
goblins,
yeah,
trolls.
yeah. Which I know a lot of people like, right? But
Yeah,
not for us. And we'll get to, we'll get to
sweet.
this later. But
Yeah,
I
we'll,
think
we'll,
that.
we'll get to those guys.
All right. Uh, okay. Glutos. What's his name? Glucose.
Glutos or Skillion,
That's it.
I think is his name.
Okay. This
A
is where
big,
people.
another big fat boy.
This is where people might get upset. I think this is my first C or lower.
Yeah,
Now,
I think this model's a nightmare to paint.
oh, 100. I think all of Slanesh is a nightmare to paint.
Like I'm just all the detail you have so many different individual people
Yeah,
on this, and like so this has to be a sub-assembly painting
yeah,
because like I don't know how you get into some of these cracks.
yeah. I think I've heard someone say that this model or Slanesh in general or Corn is the same way too. If you were doing gold trim on these, you paint the whole thing gold and then paint the rest after that. So you start with the
Yeah,
trim and then you work inwards because it's so much trim. So also, and maybe we should have. Maybe this is a flaw in our list, but I like to keep her secrets more.
yeah.
Um,
I think is she in here? We might have her still.
maybe so. I don't see her, so maybe that's a flaw on our part.
Yeah.
But
Let us, yeah. Also in the comments, let us know if we've missed any models. For
yeah,
sure, come
let
and
us know
tell
because
us.
I mean, and yeah, we got some plans for other tier lists that we can do because right, people love tier lists. Um, I want to say D. Is that bad?
I'm okay putting in G.
Okay, we'll get the.
I don't think the model itself is like anything special because you don't have any like huge things going on. It's the same kind of like my thing with the Eidolon. Like the Eidolon has the big wave cape, but other than that, there's not a lot. And this is just like kind of just meh to me.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we have Bloodthirster. What's his name?
Garbrandt.
Scarfriend. I've played this game since second edition, and I've played so many games. I still can't remember some of these guys' names. Scarbrand. You want to take us off with this one?
Yeah, so I Scarbrand I think is really cool. And I'm not a big chaos guy, but I think there's a lot of detail on him that you can do a lot of cool stuff with because you have your typical like your corn gold trim stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but like his armor covers a good chunk of like his torso, and he's got little wristbands and bracelets and knickknacks and things as corn does.
Yeah,
But then you have all the weapons, like the axes have teeth coming out of them as well, and I think there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with him. Um, and just all the detail work, I think, is something that I think makes him stand out. And he's intimidating on the board. No matter how you
yeah.
put him there, like he's gonna stand out and he's gonna look scary on the board.
And
So
he's Balrog, right? Satanic
yeah,
Balrog is cool. People like that. I think
yeah,
the
people
model's a
people are about
little
it.
goofy looking, just age, I think. And so
Yeah.
I hate taking age into it, right? Because it's just like some armies get blessed by Mr. James himself, right? But
Mhm.
so I know where I would put
I
it.
I'd probably throw him in B tier.
Okay, I would say
No higher, no higher than B
I would say
tier.
C tier. But yeah, if you because I was gonna say high C, but I also could do low B.
Let's put him in C tier. Give him our first C.
We gotta have some curve, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta have someone in every single one,
But
right?
okay, yeah, I feel good about that.
Yeah, C tier.
I know people are gonna be upset that chaos is always just so low for us, but that's just how we
That's
roll.
how we are.
Yep.
We are order boys,
Yeah,
and you're a
we're
deaf boy,
yeah,
so
so we'll get to that later. But all right, Up
The
next,
cabbage.
we have the cabbage.
This one, and this is Gordrak, right?
Yes, this is Gordrak.
Not just a Magrunta or whatever they are.
Yeah, I guess you could do either, but yeah, the Gordrak specifically is the named unique variant.
Yeah, pull them up here.
I know the cabbage gets a lot of hate, and if you haven't heard it being called the cabbage before, you're welcome. It looks like a giant
Take a good
cabbage.
look at it. You'll understand.
Yeah. Um, this gets a lot of hate, I think. I like the cabbage personally. I think it's like flexing on you pose is kind of funny. I think it's
Mhm.
endearing.
It's so cute.
Now, okay, we're talking about Marathi having a good silhouette. This is the opposite of a good
Yeah,
silhouette in my eyes. The silhouette is just circle. If you were to
yeah.
black
It
out,
doesn't come off the base at all.
no, I mean, because if you were to just to black out the model itself, it would just be a circle, right? Like a giant.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that means that I like it. I actually really like the cabbage. So real quick, I mean,
When
if you wanted to dwell
when
on it more,
I think because you got like the scales on the arms and stuff. You got some texture and things you can work with,
yeah,
and you're a Seraphon guy as
yeah,
well, and that's a big thing with that you like.
I've
So
seen.
like you can really get nasty up in those crevices if you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's one way to say it. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, so I love scales. Yeah, yeah, big
Yeah,
scale guy here. I would say B.
yeah, yeah. I don't think it stands out enough to be up in the A tier.
I think below or above Eidolon.
I'm preferential to the Eidolon.
Yeah, I'll keep him there. Yeah, you're biased towards the Eidolon. I know that. So
Yeah,
okay, we now have the Ironclad. Wait, is that the Ironclad?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It should be the Ironclad.
yeah. I always get them mixed up. Ironclad, Hero Drawn Overlords, Ironclad.
Oh baby,
Oh baby,
what a beauty she
I
is.
love this sucker. I think
Yeah.
this is like I think what kind of set apart this game for me. Age of Sigmar is like they. I know it's like the classic. People criticize Games Workshop for trying to like create IPs for these different races, but I love the Sky Dwarf pirates and I love giant ships with giant guns in a fantasy setting. I love the dichotomy of that. So you know what? I think this might be my first S.
I have no doubt in my mind this is S tier. Because another thing with this is like you see this, not necessarily this model, but you see each of the boats get used in all kinds of kit bashes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like people are using these left and right as
Mm-hmm.
often as they can because they look so cool. And like the idea of like, oh, these are my orcs that hijacked one of these things and it's now theirs. Like
Yeah.
there's just so many cool things. There's all the little guns on it. There's all the little gadgets and gizmos, and like when you get in there towards like the core of the model, you have like all the piping and stuff. It's just like so well thought out as a
Yeah.
model.
I think it can be as hard as you want to paint it or as easy as you want to paint it.
Mhm.
I think you could
No
prime
doubt.
it with a metallic primer and you're 95% there if you wanted
Yeah.
to. But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think we
I
have further to say on that.
S tier, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Then we come to L'Ariel though, and right off the bat, I think this might be one of my favorite models in the game, and I don't
Mhm.
even play Sylvan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So L'Ariel, I don't know how much more I have to discuss on her, but I think she's an S tier.
Yeah. Well, it fits our caveman brain giant thing, which is the bug, and then it also fits the caveman brain of lady.
Yeah,
And
like
she's just there's so much cool stuff you can do with it. It's one of the reasons why I picked Dyneth Deepkin as my first army was all the variation, all the different colors I could put into it. You could do that across all of Sylvaneth as well, and she perfectly embodies all of that. Like the bug, you can color it whatever color you want,
yeah,
and it'll look super cool. And then she's got like the wings, but it's like leaves, and
oh,
like it's so cool. And her model is so detail oriented, like it's just so well done.
yeah, yeah.
So. S tier.
amazing.
Yeah, you got. I'm just looking at it right now. You have all the plant stuff like
Oh, it's so
growing out
good.
of the bug too.
Yeah.
Like it's so cool.
I would put personally above the Ironclad or the Ironclad.
Yeah, I could do that.
Um, it's gonna be a tough competition, I think, here in the S tier gang.
Yeah, they're because the ones that are good enough to be in S tier are good enough to be the number one in S
Yeah,
tier.
yeah. So
So
I'm happy with that.
sweet. Next up is that Kairos we've
Yep.
got there,
hmm
Mr. Fate Weaver himself.
Mr. Magic Chicken.
The giant, the big chicken. Uh, if
So,
you yeah, if you ever played against a Zinch player, that's just how they refer to him in the Lord of Change. Is the big chickens.
oh, moved him.
Um, just pulling them up here real quick.
So, okay. I think I think this is on par with the Great Unclean one.
Hmm.
I love. I actually like Zinch. Zinch is like probably the Chaos Army that I do like probably the
Yeah,
most. And giant two-headed chicken thing.
yeah.
Uh, I think is awesome.
I love color. Like
Yeah.
I don't love like the grim dark scheme, and I know
Yep.
you're a big color guy as well. We like
Yep.
to go a little
yeah.
out of the norm on our
hmm
models. And I think Zinch, you can do whatever you want with a lot of these guys,
Yeah.
color wise.
Yeah. Totally.
And so like if you had an airbrush on this guy, you could do all kinds of just crazy stuff on him,
hmm
like on his wings, on his body. Like there's a lot of detail work after that, but you could get a base down of some airbrushing down on him, and it's gonna look nice.
Yeah. Am I
So A
justified?
tier,
I
yeah,
might do
100%.
this.
Yeah, I'd put him over the Guo
Yeah. Yeah. All
because
right.
he's gross.
We're cruising now. We're cruising.
Yeah, now we're in a rhythm now.
So now we got Broad, big dog.
Mr.
What do you
Broad
think about Broad?
himself. I I think Broad is cool because he is very different from all the other Mega Gargants.
hmm
Like he's got a lot more going on him than all the rest of them.
Yeah.
My
Literally.
only not yeah, like he's got his like bracers, he's got the
Yeah.
giant like two-hand hammer, he's got the eye patch, the beard.
hmm
My only thing on these guys is painting all that flesh. I am not. There's a reason I picked Idneth's Deep Chin as well. And because I'm not good at painting flesh color. It's tough for me.
yeah.
So, but I think the model itself for him, like, it's really hard to stand out from other giant naked dudes.
hmm
But I think he can like does it, and he's modeled very well to do that.
Yeah. I think my one knock with I think more probably just like Sons of Bahamut and Broad is they kind of lock you into you can't paint it too much differently. You could paint it like different skin color, all the
Mhm.
different things on them. But I think it kind of railroads you to a specific thing. That being said, you can kit bash all Gargants like crazy, and I've seen a lot of kit
Yeah,
bashes. And I think there's some really cool stuff, but out of box, I think it kind of pigeonholes you a little bit. So
yeah. I do like that all of his little things that he has are all things from like other armies.
yeah,
Like
totally.
his little like cod piece has like the Chaos Warrior shield. There's a little Sylvaneth looking shield there as well.
Yeah,
On one of his bracers, it's like Seraphon scales.
true.
Like
Yeah,
I think
that's
I think it's
cool.
just it's very creative that way.
That's cool. Where do you slap this
Um,
guy?
I think he's probably C for me.
C?
Yeah, or C or B,
I
but I,
think I
I
put
would
him in
say
C.
probably C.
Yeah.
I put him above Scarbrand, I think.
Ooh, okay, I'm here for it.
Just because the creativity of
That's
the
true.
designers on this to throw in all that little
Yeah,
extra
it's
stuff is pretty
it's
awesome. It's
cool
very unique.
stuff.
And he's got an eye patch. Eye patch, two
Big eye
thumbs up
patch
for that
guys
guy.
here.
Big eye patch
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. All right. We're about halfway through the list. I think it's looking good so far. We got a good curve to it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
If you're not already subscribed to our channel, please do that. It doesn't cost you anything to do it, and we're going to be pumping out a whole bunch of content
yeah.
So like this video if you like what we're doing,
And let
and
us know what you
stay
want to
till the
see.
end.
Let us know what you want to see. We're planning on more videos like this. We're planning on some bat reps. We're planning on it all. So let us know what you want to see. All right.
Sweet. All right. Is this Mr. Techless
This is
himself?
Mr. T.
My abusive stepdad
Yeah.
as an INF player.
Yep. Yep. Um, I'm gonna come out with some hot takes. Maybe I don't like 'em.
I don't know if I super like him either. Because I played High Elves in Warhammer
Fantasy
Fantasy Battles,
World. Yeah.
and when I saw this model, it kind of threw me off quite a bit. Like, who's this giant bird with like the
The human
weird face?
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, a
I think it's
little weird to
very
me.
stylistic, but I don't know if it works for me. I think if I could change this model, I'll change two things. I think it could make it awesome. I don't love the face of the
Of
whatever
Techless
that.
or the
No,
Selenar.
the yeah, the thing. Uh,
I don't like Techless's face either. I'm looking at it right now.
yeah.
He's looking a little scary.
Also, yeah, and honestly, I think the best versions of Teclis I've seen have Teclis on the ground next to the beast.
Yeah.
Him flying in the
I think I
sky,
think
just T posing.
yeah, I think his posing is a little
Eh,
unoriginal.
it's weird to
I
me.
think he could have done something else.
That being said, could I sculpt better? No,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, him just
But I
like
mean, like you could have him chefing up some magic or something.
something. Yeah. Yeah, Alchemite Warforger. Um,
Yeah, exactly. The chef.
but so, man,
You throwing him in D?
no, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say with that with the wings and the what you have to
It's
work
the
with on him. I don't know if we could put him in D.
I think he could go and C though.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But
I'm with you on
this
that.
just this now shows that we're not only putting chaos and destruction at the bottom.
Yeah.
So
Actually, the two chaos models we've done, two of the three are in A tier. So for all you chaos lovers out there, we're
we
really
see
throwing
you.
it in.
We see you.
We see, we hear you.
I would say it is above the three though of C personally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, Scarbrand.
Yeah, sorry, Scarbrand. Get a new model and maybe we'll bump you up. Um, okay, now we move
Is
on.
this Catacross coming
This is
up?
the
Is that who
first
the
of the
next one
death.
is?
This is taking us a while, but the first of the death. Catacrys, Osiarch Bone Reapers. Okay.
You want to take this one? Or you want
Yeah,
me to?
I'll start us off. I think it's the worst of the death centerpieces, personally.
Yeah,
I all of these models are very diorama-esque. I feel like you look at the Eidolon. Okay, maybe not all of them, but like the Eidolon and Teclis are kind of diorama-esque. This is the most of the diorama. It's like it's not a dynamic pose. He's kind of just standing there. It looks like a
yeah,
scene to me, where I think that is powerful in some models, but I think this is pushed too far.
yeah.
And kind of he looks like kind of a little weird to me. Catacross himself.
Well, and I think in the model too, the way he's painted, his armor just looks the same as like his bones.
Yes, yeah, he looks like naked.
And so it's like yeah, he just looks like he's standing there naked. Like his weird codpiece thing throws me off a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, the box art I don't think does it justice.
No, and so I think it could be painted better for sure.
But
But
I think I'd throw him in C.
yeah, it's like you said, it's more of like a scene than
Yeah, it's diorama to me. Do we throw him in
there's not
D?
there's not any one thing that really stands out to
Yeah,
me.
no, I agree. I love this the aesthetic of like like kind of Ronin OCR Bone Reapers, but I think that's really about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the guys to
Um,
the side of Catacross more than I like Catacross,
yeah.
if that says anything. I might not.
You throwing him in C or is he a D tier?
Man, I don't know. He might be a D tier to me, but what do you think?
I think we can throw him in D tier
Okay, I would even
because
say that he might be bottom.
the bottom one so far is just there's just nothing that really stands out. And
I agree.
once again, fight us in the comments if you think we're wrong. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that like really makes him stand out. He's awesome on the board. He is an incredible
Yeah.
piece
No, he's cool.
on the board. But like as a standalone model,
And
it's whatever.
I love Death Factions. So this is coming from me. I love this stuff, but for me this ain't it.
Yeah.
Okay, we come
Everybody's favorite centaur.
Papa Destruction. What do we think about Kragness?
I think Kragnos is pretty high for me.
Okay,
I
okay.
think I like his model a lot. Once again, with like if you want to, however you want to paint him, you can do whatever color you want
Mhm.
on him, and it's gonna fit in with whatever you're doing. Um,
He's also huge.
that's a big thing for me is like the originality that the model gives you, or that the like the paint style, the paint scheme can give you is a really big thing for me with the model because the model will give you only so much, but if you can paint it however you want, is awesome.
Hmm. See, I think this is where we might differ the most. I actually don't like Kragness personally. I think he's
No,
just big centaur.
he is just an enlarged centaur. It's true.
Centaur with hammer, but I am willing to relent and kind of take a step back for this one.
Yeah,
I
let me
think
see what I
maybe
wrote down
for
for
now
him.
B.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'd put him
I
in C, but if you think I can we can meet in the middle and go B.
I think he's B tier.
Now I would say I think the cabbage is better than Kragnos. But you
Again, I'll go there. We can
okay,
we can
okay,
split that there.
and then we can move it around later. Um,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, I feel good about that.
yeah.
Okay, Papa Usharan of the Fleshy Courts.
Your boy, your guy.
I love this model so much. Um, I don't have like really like I can't complain about this guy. I think he's S tier. Like I think he's the best model to be released in the last year or so. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe. But man,
The Deepkin Kron spine is coming.
yeah, that's fair.
That's just that's a me bias thing.
But this is
And
like,
I think kind of what you were saying earlier with like how some of these models are kind of more diorama, look more like a scene. His looks like a scene, but he's in like a much more dynamic
yeah,
stance
it
there.
looks like
Like
he could
he's
be
he's
in a
about to
fight.
pounce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is. Oh man, every bit of this model I love. I love the crown of madness that he's wearing. The
Yeah.
chalice that he has on his side, the hammer that he's got, or the like the weapon of office or whatever it's called. Ooh,
The weapon of office. The his like rusty armor too, and like the
yeah,
chainmail that's like falling
it's so
apart.
good.
Like
It's so. I know everyone says it's like the
all the
darks.
faces in the cloak.
Yeah,
Like
people say it's like the Dark
so
Souls
cool.
aesthetic, right? I think it does what Flesh Eater Courts. If every model in Flesh Eater Courts was this caliber, I think it'd be the best army in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not, sadly. But
There's so much detail, like the veiny arms and like the bones protruding in like his elbows and stuff. Like
yeah,
it's
so
it's so well done.
I think it goes here
S in front of the
in front of Ironclad. Him and Lariel. Oh, I actually might put Usharon in front of Lariel personally, but
yeah,
um,
I can get behind that.
I think it's just the best.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Your,
think
your
above.
other boy coming up here.
I know. Yeah, we're hitting my bias all in a row here.
Yeah.
So Croak,
Lord
you want to
Croak.
start us off before I sweep it away with my biases?
The frog mummy himself. Um I like Croak, and like there's a lot going on with Croak's model because there's just like the floating like things just kind of going all around him, and the Aztec vibe with Seraphon is really cool,
Yeah,
and you can do a lot with that. You got like the trees and the vines growing up through the model. I mean, he's just sitting there with the things like just
yeah.
like a total baller. Um, and this is your silhouette thing here too,
I was gonna say it.
because
Thanks for
because
bringing
yeah,
it up.
I stole it from you. The silhouette with how it's modeled, because like it's so smart. They've been doing this a lot with these models where you have that negative space that's filling in, like the Light of Eltharion, how it doesn't have like a body
Yeah,
necessarily,
yeah,
but they found out a way to like connect all the parts. And like this is the same way because you have all these floating things that are going around it, and they're all connected onto something, and
hmm
it's making it one whole thing. But it
yeah.
looks like there's all these different parts. It really fits the magic of Croak.
I think this is everything the cabbage wants to be, but better. I that's how. I mean, because you could say the same thing with Silo. It's just a circle, but it's a better circle. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's
Yep.
S tier. The chunks, like,
I think I put him in. I think I put him in A tier.
ooh,
But
okay,
if you want to
no,
convince
no,
me
no,
right now,
no.
I can be convinced to go
I love the
S.
composure of the model, like the whatever he's sitting on, whatever that's called, being
The throne.
the like floating on these like swirling chunks of ruins. It's good. All right.
Yeah.
The only requirement is he has to be top.
Yeah, he'll be top of A tier percent.
If I had a personal S or tier list, he'd be a top dog. But I'm also a big
Or
Seraphim
where'd
dude.
you throw him? Where'd you throw him in S tier?
I would put him above
Behind Usharan?
Ironclad, behind Alariel.
All right.
But I like this. I'm fine with this.
Our next one is that Karazai or Krondus. They're the same thing to me.
This is Krondos
That's
that we
Krondus.
have pictured here.
I feel like the models for Krondus and Karazai, it's just like a personal preference. If you like one more than the other,
Yeah.
we picked him. Um, Let me pull him up.
Karazai is painted at a box art more red. I think right away
Ooh,
Krondos. I mean, I like Big Dragon. Who doesn't like Big
yeah,
Dragon? I know a lot of people. Some people have complained about the face. I don't know if I mind all that much. Kind of his face is like pretty like humanoid, and he like it's not like really beak it or not beak, but like snout like dragons usually are depicted. I don't mind it. I mean, I think it's a
yeah,
sweet looking giant dragon. I can't complain about that.
yeah. I think it's just kind of like a pretty just bland dragon.
Yeah,
Like it's just kind of dragon.
it
I
is
don't
just
think like
dragon. Yeah,
if you think dragon, that's just like you look up dragon on the internet, it's going to be very similar to
it
this
is big
guy.
dragon. Yeah,
And like I don't know how you could have made it like different necessarily and like made it really stand out, but yeah, he doesn't do enough for me
that's fair.
necessarily.
Yeah, I get that. I would put him on either top of B or bottom of A.
Yeah, I go top of B
Okay.
for him because you do have like the scales and stuff that you can do a lot of fun stuff with.
Yeah, I think you could. I
But
think this is another model of like you could take it as far as you wanted to, or it's
yeah, as
not.
much effort as you're going to put into it, you're going to make it look
I've seen
nice.
people do like nebula schemes on the back of the wings, and it's really cool because like
Hmm.
this dragon like is like a god basically, right? He just makes
Yeah, yeah.
worlds or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember what they're called, astral dragons or whatever. But yeah, I think it feels good. Okay, we got big dog.
Nagash.
Yes.
I think Nagash is really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge death guy, but like all the swirling spirits in the books around him
The 8 book or nine
is
books, 8 books. Sorry.
very satisfying. I know it's a pain to glue together
Oh,
and
it's
to
a
build,
nightmare to build. Yeah, I have it somewhere, but yeah. Oh,
but he fits giant skeleton,
yeah.
like those giant 12-foot ones you see around Halloween people put out in their yards.
Yeah, yeah.
It's him.
Giant, giant skeleton. I love the version with the sword rather than the staff, personally.
Yeah, the sword's cool.
Um, I, for me, I think he's below Croak, but that might
Yeah,
just be
yeah.
me.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I would maybe. Where do you think? Where would you put him in A? Or would you put
I
him
would maybe
elsewhere?
go right in front of. It's got Archeon sitting there,
Yeah,
and I think he's this right around the same as Archeon for me.
I think so too.
I don't know
I'd
if I
put
could.
him.
I don't know if I put one above the other.
Yeah, yeah, I think I would agree. Above or below Archeon.
Yeah, and I mean, and in the pantheon, they're very similar
Yes.
as far as like
Yeah. Well,
being
actually,
god
yeah.
tier.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we could talk about lore another day, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
How do you feel about that?
yeah. I'm good. I'm good with that.
Prince V.
Is the old one F
Yes.
tier?
We have pictured here
Look,
the old Vordry.
and like if you pull up the old Vordrite and the new Vordrite, the difference is like is going to be an F tier to S tier
Yeah.
type
Oh yeah.
thing because the old one is just not dynamic.
So it's kind of a meme that we even have him on this list because we have the new Vordry
Yeah,
included, but we had to have one F tier, right?
yeah, and he fits perfectly, which is why they made a new model for it.
Yep, exactly. I know some people love this model, like still. Um, I think that is wrong.
I think they're stupid.
No. I love the new Vordry, so I think
The new one looks so good.
it dwarfs this by a mile. So enough said there. I think right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, we have Runefather at
Runefather on
or
Magmadroth,
the named one, right? Isn't there a named one?
the named one. I don't remember
I don't
the
know. Runefather.
Grimgore Ironhide.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Um, okay, run us through what you think.
I think it's pretty bland because specifically I don't think the Fire Slayer give you a whole lot of options to paint these guys. It's
No,
like you're gonna paint this not red and
yeah,
orange.
you can't paint it
Like
fire. Yeah,
yeah, it's gotta be fire, lava. You can paint it like black, and I
mm-hmm.
think do a lot of really cool stuff like between the scales of like fire, like the magma beneath the rock, whatever.
Yeah,
But I don't particularly like the dwarf style, especially Fire Slayers as an army as a whole. Pretty bland.
yeah,
Like oh it's gonna be this white dude with a red beard. Like
yeah.
it all just looks the same to me. So I'd probably I love the idea of the magma Droth, like this giant lava lizard thing, but I think I probably put him in D tier for me.
Ooh, putting him below Scarbrand is wild to me. But I will say, I think this model, I think Fire Slayers as a whole is either it's very easy to paint them, or if you're really good, you can paint like there's no in between. I think it's like just a moderately good
Yeah.
looking army because they're easy to paint. Granted, it is a lot of skin. Or if you're really good, you can do something wild and use like OSL because obviously there's a lot of light sources. I think if you're really good, it can be really good. But that being said, yeah, it is kind of the Fire Slayers just need love.
Yeah, we can put him top of D tier.
Yeah, let's do that. Put him here. We got a good little list here going, and we're almost done,
I
so
do.
we can cook. So now we got Screech, right?
I think this one is
Screech or
Screech.
Vermin Lord?
Yeah, the Vermin, yeah, or the Deceiver, like any of the
Any of
big.
the Vermin
I think
Lord
this one
variants.
is Screech,
Okay.
but I love the giant rats. I think they're so cool.
Yeah. So I'm not a rat guy, but
See, I'm also not a rat guy,
you like Screech, huh?
but this does it for me.
Okay.
This scratches that itch
Scratches your
because these
Screech.
it screeches me, as someone might say, because I think this doesn't look like a rat necessarily.
Yeah, it's like a
Like it
decent
doesn't look
rat.
like a clan rat, and
No,
I don't think any of the giant the
Vermin
the vermin
Lords.
lords look like rats to me.
Okay.
They just have a little bit of fur. They're just like giant furries, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I got you on that. I
But
will
like
say
the tails whipping around and the giant like double-sided staff
the
he's
scythe
got with the
thing that he's
blades
got.
on the end.
Yeah, his like Darth Maul lightsaber. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it does it for me.
Where do you put him? I think I'll kind of bow to what you say. I think I like Physic more of the skating
Yeah, that's
models,
fair.
so I'll let you. I'm,
I
I'm not
think
gonna
I
do
think
C.
I've got him in my B tier
Okay,
is what I have
I'm
him.
happy with that. Where would you put him?
Because like I don't think he's better than any of those guys in A tier
Yeah,
necessarily,
fair. Would you put
but
him
I do like
top
it
of
a
B?
lot. I think so.
Okay,
I think I put him top of B.
that feels right. I mean, like better than the Cabbage,
Yeah,
better than Krondus.
better than Bland Dragon.
Yeah, just giant space dragon. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, we have the monster truck,
The monster truck baby.
Stonehorn. Uh, I don't know what they're exactly named. Ogre,
It's the Stone Lord on
Stonelord on.
Frost Lord on
Yeah, yeah.
Stonehorn.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah. I mean, I
Let's
actually
see,
really
there
like
he
this.
is.
I really like this model. I'm not a big ogre guy. we keep saying that for every army.
Yeah,
It
every
feels
army
like
that we don't play. I'm not really big into
I'm
this
not.
thing.
I'm not a big ogre guy. But I love a good stone horn. I love like the horns on it, which is like weird thing to point out, but like they're so. It's just a unique looking mammoth thing. Like it's not just a
Yeah,
mammoth. It's unique, which
it's like a Yeti combo in
yeah,
there
I
too.
really like that. So
Yeah,
I
and I like that the list right now is to run five of.
yeah, monster truck rally. Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome.
that's awesome.
It's so cool.
I don't know how. Yeah, no, I'm here for it. So um,
Where would you throw him though?
I think B. I think we inflate B even more here.
Yeah,
I would put him above Kragnos, but maybe I like the cabbage. I
I
can't.
put him above the
You
cabbage.
put him above the
We've
cabbage?
been memeing on the cabbage too much for him to be not one of the worst ones in B
I
tier.
really like the cabbage. That's me personally. I think I'm a big scale guy though. You know me.
It's true. It's true.
But you probably put him below the Eidolon though, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it.
Okay. All right. My queen,
The most disappointing play style,
the letdown
playing model.
of the cities of Sigmar. This is one of the armies that I play, and probably the army that I am most competitive in when we go to tournaments and stuff. So I've had a lot of uh, miles on this army, and man, I love this model. Manticore, come on. I don't think we see a whole lot of Manticores in Age of Sigmar.
Let alone someone riding that Manticore.
On like a desk, like an office desk chair strapped to the top of it. Oh yeah, yeah, I love it. I will say it's much smaller. When I first saw this Model Ts, I was like, oh, it's gonna be on this 130 millimeter base. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be like Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. It's small. It's actually kind of
It's
small.
tiny.
Um, but size doesn't matter.
Big fact.
Um,
Huge. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
yeah. That being said, I like Manticore. I also think that like that can be painted in different ways, which maybe is kind of hypocritical because I will paint mine in different ways no matter what,
Yeah.
whether you can or
We'll we'll
cannot.
link we'll link your Talia. We have some videos of
Hmm.
Cory's Talia, and I think that changes my bias on it, seeing how you painted it, because I think you painted it in a different style, and it looks way better than the out of the box art on
Yeah.
these.
Well, brown's just a boring color, and Talia has a lot of
Yeah,
brown.
yeah.
I would say
Where do you yeah, where'd you throw her? A tier. I think A tier is a
I'm
good spot.
biased.
It's a Manticore. Manticore's cool.
Yeah, a lion head with the scorpion stinger on the back of it, and an
Yeah,
office desk chair. Yeah, come on.
yeah, yeah.
I would put behind Archeon, above Fate Weaver.
Okay, I feel good about that.
Ooh, the Black
The
Coach.
Black Coach, baby.
Santa's
S
sleigh.
tier.
Yeah, I don't think we need to even.
We don't need to talk about this.
I would say
It's
above
so cool.
Ironclad.
Like the hex steeds, whatever you want to call, they're nightmares. Is that what they're called? I don't know.
Nightmares. Actually, they might just be. I don't know what they're called. Horses.
But pulling a coffin
Oh,
is pretty
the dude with the
cool.
giant whip. Yeah, it's awesome. I have no complaints about this model. Also,
Yeah,
it has a lot of base capability. Like you could do a lot with the base because it's a huge base. I don't.
yeah,
I don't know
it's
if anything
giant.
else is on that base size. It's a weird base size. It's like the biggest
It's
chariot base known to man. I
yeah,
think it's on a K.
it's
I
so
think it's on
awesome.
like a 40k knight base. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I
it's
don't.
just
I would say
you
above
got
Ironclad,
you.
below Alariel. I don't know if you changed that,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I think right in there is probably good for me.
okay.
Next up is our guy Trug,
We got big Trug,
Big T as they call
big
him.
T, Trug Tyrant. Yeah, okay. He gets points for having a Realm Shaper engine on his back.
Yeah, yeah.
Props for that.
Let's see. Trug, there he is. Yeah, yeah. Well, he has got all like the little, like the scars, like the tattoo
Mm,
art and stuff on him too, which is super cool. He literally looks like he did just the swamp, and
yeah.
he'd just been like chilling there for like 10 years,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Who?
Well,
Let me
'cause
just
yeah,
move all this stuff with me."
he just woke up and said, "I'm here." Yeah. I think this is my favorite Gloomspite model by far.
Hmm.
I would say a B or A. One of those two. I would say high B or low A.
Yeah, I throw him in B. I think.
Okay.
I think is
I personally think I'd
where
put
he
him
fits.
like somewhere here. Personally,
Yeah, I think he's above the dragon
above Space Dragon.
because I think the dragon's boring.
Yeah, that's fair.
But and then last but not least, we've got
The real,
the new big
the
dog.
real Prince V, Prince Vordry, the glow up of the century.
Yeah, for reals. F tier.
Yeah, I think at least we can say he's above old. No,
Yeah, at the
this
very least.
I think this is my man. I mean, recent releases. I know I said Usharon's probably my favorite release of the recent years. I think Vordry is close, but I'm a big
Yeah, and you just built him too.
just built him.
So
I have two of them. If that says anything, I'm a
you wanna
freak.
grab him? Is he right there where you can
Yeah, I
you
can
can
snag
show
him.
everybody?
Yeah, if I don't break it on the way out of here.
Yeah, it's such just the contrast of the old one to the new one. He's so much more dynamic. He's so much
Yeah,
just
so
cooler. Like the dragon itself looks a lot cooler.
it's not gonna be. But I mean, come on. Obviously, I
Yeah.
haven't paid to them, but he's on
I mean, talk
160.
about the silhouette on that bad.
Oh yeah, he's on 160. I could eat dinner off this bad boy. Ginormous. But I almost drop him. I would say S personally.
I think he's S, and that might just be new release bias, but
Yeah, it's our
I think he's
we're
I
in the
think he's up there in
honeymoon
S tier.
phase of Prince Vordry. I will say I could go either way on putting him either
Yeah,
behind the Black Coach or behind the Ironclad.
yeah. I think. How are you feeling about this? Is there anyone you want to go change?
I think we bumped the cabbage up. No, no. I think. What do you think? I think that I actually like.
I don't think there's
I
any
think we did a good job.
placings here that I disagree with.
Like having the Stonehorn, maybe I could actually be convinced to put the Stonehorn lower. Because having him above Teclis does feel kind of weird, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
So no,
I think we made a pretty good
I'm
list.
happy with that. So
All right.
well, there we have it.
If you disagree with us, leave a comment, please. Let us know
Yeah,
how stupid we are.
there's a
Let us know
comment.
if we're just absolutely wrong
Yeah,
here.
Terrace
This
point
is 100% our or
factual.
just our opinion. Yeah, this is objective
Yeah.
actually.
No, so that was.
But
We thought it'd be fun just to do a little centerpiece tier list. Let us know what you think. If we have changes, or if you think that other models in the armies are better centerpieces, because some of them are like, oh, kind of, right?
yeah,
But
especially those ones that are down there in D tier and C tier. If you think there's
yeah,
a better model,
like maybe we could have changed Keeper of Secrets, or
a different magma droth.
yeah, yeah, the two other units that they have in their army, or like a Bloodthirster rather than Scarbrand. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a whole lot more of this.
mm-hmm.
So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Enjoyed.